Speed is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It is one of the most powerful forces in business and entrepreneurship. It is one of the most powerful forces in sport. It is one of the most powerful forces in almost any realm of human endeavor. It could probably be argued to be one of the most powerful forces in any realm of human endeavor. And speed is one of the things that brings us closest to God. Let me explain. Rule number one of business is speed. Speed is your ability to execute quickly. Speed is the delta between thought and action. If I have a thought, an idea, and it takes me a month to execute that idea, I will lose to someone who it takes them an hour to execute that idea, because they'll be 29 days and 23 hours ahead of me. If it takes me a week to execute an idea, and it takes somebody else an hour, even if they only work 8 hours a day, they can execute 8 ideas a day. They can execute 56 ideas a week. They can execute so much faster and so much more. They can execute so many more ideas and they can get so much done. Speed is so many people's limiting factor. I know people like this. They have an idea and they think about it and they think about it and they think about it for a year, for 2 years, for more. They think about it for years and nothing ever happens. I used to be like this. I grew up like this because my family was like this. And speed was one of the most difficult lessons for me to learn when I started my journey as an entrepreneur. But it's been one of the most important. And I've learned to execute quickly on ideas. And I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I've got a long ways to go with it. But I'm so much better than I used to be. And it has absolutely changed my life. The ability to execute on ideas with speed it's absolutely life-changing. I don't think there's anything that will change your life more than reducing the time gap between ideation and action. Doesn't mean the idea needs to be fully implemented right away, but the faster you can start down that path of implementation, the better. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I am not in the physical shape I would like to be in. I want to start working out. I'm going to wait until January 1st. Yeah, I'll start next year. It's fine. Well, 2 months from now, when it's Christmas, you're going to be at least the same condition you're in, if not worse. Versus if you have that same conversation with yourself and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I am not happy with the way I look. I'm not happy with my body composition. I want to change this. And you decide, all right, I'm going to find a simple workout plan and I'm going to do a workout tomorrow. You're going to be a lot better off than waiting till the new year. Now, you can get even better than that. You look at yourself in the mirror and go, I look like shit. And you drop down and do as many push-ups as you can without hurting yourself. You're probably best off, right? Imagine you do that, and then after those push-ups you go, hey, that actually felt kind of good. I feel accomplished. I feel like I've done something. And then you go, you know what? I'm going to find a proper workout program for beginners, and I'm going to start doing that tomorrow. Or maybe I'm going to do it today and see what I can still do after I've done my push-ups, right? But the faster you can take initial action, the better. Because then it starts to orient your brain in that direction anyway. And you get an idea, your subconscious mind gets an idea of, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. I mean, ideas are kind of meaningless. Anyone can have ideas, right? And you have tons of ideas that you don't act on. And most ideas should be acted on. But when you find an idea and you decide that it should be acted on, you should act on it as quickly as possible. Because then it separates it in your mind from all the ideas that you're not going to act on. If you have an idea that you should act on and you don't act on it, it's still in the bucket of ideas we're not acting on in your brain. But as soon as you act on it, it moves to the bucket of, oh, these are the ideas that we're actually taking action on. When you work with speed, you can get so much more done. You can accomplish more. But not only that, You can do things that you never thought possible because momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. I know people who just started posting videos like this one on YouTube every single day and are now making $150,000 a month from their personal brand. I know people like that. I know of people like that, I should say. Don't know them personally yet. I know people personally who just started training martial arts and decided one day, you know what? I'm just going to come to class every day that you're open. Or every day that I can. Or 3 days a week. Or whatever it is. And they're black belts now. Some of them are professional fighters now. Some of them are amateur fighters now. Some of them are teaching martial arts. And just because they decided to start. And they stopped waiting. And they decided to actually take action. Now, I mentioned how speed is one of the things that brings us closest to God. And that is because when God created the universe, God creates anything, the difference in time between when he thinks it and when it becomes reality is presumably either infinitesimal or instant. He thought it, he spoke it, and he made it into being. So when you act with speed, the more speed you act with, the more creative power you have, because the less time you are taking in order to impose your thought on the world, in order to manifest reality. Time is the only true resource we have. The only thing we actually have in this life is time. Everything else that we have in life, we exchange time for. We exchange time for money. We exchange time for experiences. We exchange time for relationships. We exchange time for information. Time is the only true currency that we have. It is the only inherent currency that we have. Everything else is traded based off time. Poor people give their time away to make money. Rich people spend their money to get their time back. So speed allows you to save time. It allows you to use less time to accomplish results. So you are saving the most sacred currency that we have. And again, you are reducing that gap further and further and further between ideation and action, between concept and reality. And that brings us closer to God when we do that. Because the faster we can manifest our thoughts into reality, the closer our creative power gets to God's. And this isn't some Tower of Babel nonsense where we're trying to usurp God or something. But it's simply that God has made us in his image. He has made us with the power to create. And God can create instantly. So the faster we create, the closer to God we become. It's kind of a simple concept, but it's also kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. So again, speed is one of the most important forces in the universe, and it's one of the most important tools that you can use. Again, I'm not saying to sacrifice quality. I don't believe in that. You should work at a speed where you can maintain quality, but you should work as quickly as you can while maintaining that quality. And the more speed you can work with and the more speed you can make decisions with, the closer to God you become and the closer to your goals you become. Again, the person who runs the race the fastest gets to the finish line first. It's not a difficult concept. It's not a foreign concept. Everyone knows this. But if you can enact speed in every area of your life, you will achieve results faster and you will achieve results more consistently. So, homework. I encourage you. Next time you have an idea, a thought enters your mind, and you know you should do it, take some small step towards it immediately. Even if that idea is sign up for a gym membership and it's 11 o'clock at night and you can't go sign up for a gym membership right now. Okay, get a sticky note, open your notes app in your phone, whatever, and write down sign up for gym. You've just taken action towards a reality that you want to manifest, and you've done it immediately. So, whenever you get an idea that you know you should act upon, take some small step in that direction as quickly as possible. Act with speed, and it will bring you closer to your goals, and it will bring you closer to God.